Hello everyone, welcome to Cardistry Practice with Chris Roma, week number 2. Roll up them sleeves. Today I'm going to be using the same deck I used in the last deck as my old deck, but as you see in the title, there's also going to be a thumb fan involved, in which for fans it's preferred to practice with a newer deck of cards. So my other playlist on Show Me the Deck, I recently just unboxed these bicycle blue dragon backs. So they will be the ones we will be using. It also comes in green, gold, red, yellow. But these are the two decks we'll be using today. We'll be using this one for the fanning, and I will show you how these handle with other tricks compared to these, a new deck compared to a used deck. With my tricks my flourishes at week 2, but for now that can go out to the side. In week number 1 we did the Charlier cut, which looks something like that, one-handed deck cut. We also did the double Charlier, which you cut, come back, drop some more so you get that triangle, and then finish with another Charlier. So again, you can cut, nice triangle there. That one's better, more even. And then you can finish however you want, actually. Mix those decks up. And then the third one was the rotation cut, which I'm still working on. Still definitely harder to do on camera, to keep it in the same spot without my wrist being like in a more comfortable position. But the key with that one is I always forget to keep my middle finger here out to keep those balanced as I pull them back in there. So, but if you remember to keep that middle finger out, use that ring finger to push that bottom packet up, you know. But that's what it looks like after 2 weeks of practice. But I've also been working on some new moves. So the first one being the spring. So that's what that looks like after about a week. I'm going to do it the other way. I noticed if you, while practicing the spring, you keep rotating the deck of cards around, you don't they don't keep bending up as much. But that's what my spring looks like after a week. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm taking my middle finger here in the corner, letting it hang over quite a bit, and then my thumb, I'm pushing and bending the deck here and letting it just ride right on the edge. And then I'm applying pressure to the deck, and I release pressure off my thumb slowly. That's what the spring looks like for me after a week. Yours may look better or worse. Either way, keep on practicing. But yeah, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Let's see if I can do it more sideways. Oh, starting to fly apart there, but yeah, there's my spring after 1 week. So that's what that looks like. Not too bad, not too bad. Plenty of tutorials out there. And when you practice this, you want to start slow, start more in your hand so the cards don't go everywhere. And then as you start getting more card control, you could bring it out a little bit more. I'm still working on getting it real far out though. So there's the card spring. That's used in lots of different things. Next up was the scissor cut. This is where you hold the deck in like an elevated grip here. You reach your thumb around here and try to grab half the deck, or about half the deck. That's a horrible grab there. Sorry, I'm going to re-square. You grab about half the deck. Hold that bottom packet with your bottom 3 fingers here. so that you can pull it around, place it back behind that packet, and there's another one-handed cut. So again, you're basically reaching your thumb down here, grabbing half the packet, that's a lot less than half the packet, pulling it around on top. So from all different angles, from the top view, grabbing about half the deck, grabbing that bottom packet with these fingers, reaching down, extending, clearing that packet, and then bringing it back down on top. Wonder if I could do it this way. Actually, I've never tried to do it vertically, so basically taking from the top and putting onto the bottom. It's harder to do at that angle, but that's the scissor cut. So not looking too bad after 1 week. Not looking too bad. So then the third thing, what was the third one that I've been working on here? Oh, the fan. So for the thumb fan, they say, from what I've read, it's easier to do with a new deck. See, that's horrible. This is the deck I've been using. It's been dropped on my garage floor a couple times. So this is what I would call the packet deck that sticks together. So this is what it looks like when I try it with this deck. And in a minute I'll pull out those dragon backs. But what I'm doing here is I'm basically grabbing the deck in that corner. And then once I grab, I push it over into that pocket in my hand. And then as you're grabbing, you kind of add a little bevel to the deck. And then about a quarter of the way up your deck, you just grab your thumb and pull over. And it's all about the pressure of how hard you pinch here, and also how much pressure putting into your thumb pull here. But you guys are like, you are horrible at this, why are you telling me how to do it? I'm just showing you where I'm at after a week. There's many people who can show you how to do it. Let's pop out these blue dragon backs, which I haven't even shuffled yet and should be nice and slippery. So let's see how the thumb fan works with these. See, look at that. Look at the difference on that compared to what I just did with the with that old deck there. So, I mean, it definitely makes a difference for fanning new deck versus played with deck. But I think that's pretty good after 1 week. That one not so great. That was a good half semicircle, but they didn't spread quite as much as I would have liked. Lost my grip there, and I still see I went back and was still able to pull it. So it really has nothing to do with speed. It's more about pressure, but I think with speed, the pressure has to be consistent. And it's obviously easier to be consistent over a less period of time. So you wouldn't think that speed has anything to do with it, but from what I'm seeing, faster seems to work better, even though it really logically doesn't make sense why that would be. But that's a pretty nice thumb fan for after a week, I'd say. I really do like these blue dragon backs. Very, very pretty cards. And then the hearts and diamonds are blue too. If you want to see more on this deck, I go through every card in my unboxing. But Charlier seems just as easy with a new deck as an old deck. Let's try the double. Doubles seems just as easy. Rotation. Oh, rotation is definitely harder. Cards are slipperier. They do not want to stick, so we know rotation is easier with a used deck. What else? Let's try the scissor. either I grabbed this wrong or that was a lot harder, because they're slipperier and harder to hold on to. Let's try that again. Oh no, it's definitely because they're slipperier. It's much harder to hold on to this packet with the slipperier cards. So older deck for Scissor cut 2. Spring should be the same, I'd say. Oh nope, they're definitely a lot more springy and want to come off in more hunks, but that's just probably because I'm, oh yeah, the new deck definitely has a lot more spring to it than the old deck. The old deck's definitely not as springy. Easier to do a spring with an older deck, apparently. Oh, lost it. There we go. That was not great. One more time. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Not bad for 1 week. I'm happy with that. I hope your guys looks better than mine after a week, but if it doesn't, keep on practicing, and if it does, keep on practicing. It can always look better. Thank you for joining me this week on Card Practice. I thought there was something else I wanted to tell you. I didn't want to cheat. So those of you who stuck around for the last of the video, I have been practicing this for about a day and a half. It's called the Sybil cut. I told you in the last video I wanted to learn it. This is where I'm at. I'm probably going to drop the cards because I'm only here after a day and a half. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to split off into Z, split that packet, drop this packet, a 10 of spades packet, into my hand, rotate like this so I can grab, rotate up, down. Now I'm going to grab that 7 of hearts with my ring pinky at middle, rotate around again, pinch that middle packet, rotate that up and come back around. I only dropped a couple cards and I knew that was going to happen. Give me one more shot. One more shot. Split off into Z, drop that, rotate this hand up, this hand down, grab with your middle finger and your thumb. After you grab, you could really rotate that hand back up, which is the point where I'm losing cards and they're losing again. So apparently I need to work on that grip. But then once you clear that packet, you can pull it around this side and use your pinky and your middle finger to grab it, and your ring kind of just sits on top. Rotate back, grab down here again, rotate up, come flip over, drop that, drop. Oh, boo. Well, maybe week 3 cardistry will have that down, because I plan on that being, that might be the only one on week 3. We'll see how far we get. Alright guys, thanks for sticking around. Later.